Welcome, curious crafters, to the 1 hour Sunday Spotlight. We will be highlighting cocktails and crochet with Coco. Any questions that will be seen in the chat will be asked at the end when the main 1 hour interview is up. So if you can, hold them in. If you can't, get them out there and one of our moderators will do it for you at the end. If you're watching the replay, thank you very much. And please go and subscribe to our wonderful interviewee. Now, Miss Corey, who is waiting down below, please try and ignore the chat as much as you can. Concentrate on the camera. Nothing else. When you're ready, give a thumbs up and I will start the 1 hour countdown. Welcome in.
Hi.
Okay, Miss Corey, aka Coco.
That's me.
Thank you for coming and joining us.
No problem.
Much appreciated.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I'm going to jump straight in because the countdown is running down. So let's go with, what's your favourite thing about having your very own channel?
I guess probably because I don't know anyone else that crochets or is as obsessed with yarn as I am, and the way to talk to other people that are, and I don't feel as crazy.
Fair enough. I mean, you can be as crazy as you like, I'm sure. People won't mind. We're all as crazy as each other, I guess. Now, what inspired you to actually start YouTube?
Probably the same thing. I mean, I've been crocheting off and on since I was 8 years old, and again, never had anyone to talk to about it, never had anyone to inspire me or, get ideas from and bounce ideas off of. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, just to have a community, be a part of it.
I get that. I do get that. Now, can you actually tell us what your YouTube channel is mainly about? What will we see if we come and join you?
Right now, not a whole heck of a lot. I'm still fresh
Not
out
a good start, Coco. Not a good start.
But I mean, eventually it'll be mostly like, updates on like whips and yarn hauls and, occasional live and designs I'm working on, sneak previews of patterns coming out and stuff like that.
Lovely. So that means that maybe you sell your craft?
The patterns, yes.
And are we allowed to ask where you'll be selling them?
I will be selling them on Etsy, and I will have a video coming out later this evening, which will have my Etsy link in the description box.
Lovely. And can we put your Etsy link in this description box for people watching the replay? Or would you rather they come straight over to you?
You could do it after I've posted my pattern.
Yeah, in a couple of days.
Otherwise, there'll be nothing to see.
That's fine. Thank you.
Nice empty page.
Well, you know, if you want to sell fresh air, that's down to you. So what is your favorite thing to create or make?
Oh, goodness. Honestly, whatever is at the top of my head that day. I often will just, if I'm not in the middle of a whip, I'll just play around with stitches and it ends up what it ends up. I think I like that more than anything. Like I'd rather not go into something with a plan and just, the magic of, I don't know, things just
whatever
happen.
will be. Que sera, sera. Fair enough. It's not a bad answer, actually, because if you haven't got anything in mind, your imagination's a wonderful thing. Yeah. And if you can design something and get it out there, all the power to you. Yeah. So you've said that you sell your craft. How do you go about pricing your items up?
I Apparently, I was undercutting myself initially. I was talking to some other designers and people who have sold patterns and bought a lot of patterns, and they gave me a general idea of where to place myself.
So a little bit of research, asking around, and you get your answers.
Yeah, pretty much.
What would you say is your main crafting strength?
I think the speed helps because I don't get as bored, but some consider it a weakness, and it can be. I have ADHD pretty severely, but the upside to that, it could also be kind of like a superpower where you can like hyper focus. You either can't focus at all or you hyper focus. And like literally, like I'll start crocheting, and next thing I know, it's 5 hours later, and I've created something, and it doesn't feel like any time has gone by at all, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that, despite the fact that it can be a weakness in certain aspects, is a strength as far as creativity goes.
So you've just touched on it might be a weakness. Can you think of something different that's your main weakness, putting the ADHD aside? Or would you pretty much say they're basically the same, they're one and the same thing?
They can be. I guess another one, if I off the top of my head, would be I mean, it's getting better, but my self-esteem. I've always lacked self-esteem growing up, and I've just recently started, believing in myself, I guess.
Well, make sure that continues. You've got to grow now. You've got your YouTube channel, and hopefully that'll pick you up and give you a little bit of a boost.
Yeah, everyone in the community is very encouraging.
It's nice to hear. There you go, people. You're very encouraging. Keep it up. Now, you've said about your crochet, so I'm going to go down the crochet route.
Okay.
Granted, it's your channel name too, so we have to really. But what would you say is your favorite material to work with? Whether that be a certain yarn or a certain tool, pick one.
Generally speaking, acrylics, but my favorite yarns are a toss-up between, oh goodness.
No, you can have a toss-up. One.
I love four of them equally.
One.
Okay, if I have to narrow it down to two, can I narrow it down to two?
No. One.
Latte cakes.
There you go, people. Buy those latte cakes. Nom, 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 nom. Who doesn't like a cake? I mean, really? Nom, 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 nom. If anybody wants to donate a cake, by the way.
So there's no distinct, harsh color changes.
That's a nice way to put it. I like that. I like that. Okay, so with regard to the channel, your channel, tell us why we should subscribe.
Because it's fun.
I like the face that went with that. It's fun. What do you think?
I don't know, because I've gotten inspiration from a lot of other people, and now that I'm designing and stuff, maybe I can inspire some of you.
You should have gone with that straight off. I like that. You want to inspire others. It's a lovely thing. How do you find the time to do YouTube and your craft together?
Well, honestly, it's not easy lately. You'd think with COVID and being home that there'd be all kinds of time, but between designing and working at YouTube, literally, I did not sleep last night. So if I say anything crazy, we're blaming that. Okay. But yeah, just to get my video out, because I knew it had to come out today because my birthday month is starting today. So yeah, I literally did not sleep just to get that video out.
Wow. You need some sleep. And don't worry, guys, I will be announcing that little portion that she's just advertised at the end. So it will come up again. What was with your videos so far, even though you haven't, as you said, you're not a huge channel yet, but so far, have you had a major failure that you whether you deleted a video or you did something wrong, wished you'd done it slightly different. What is your biggest failure within YouTube so far? I mean, it might even be that you've done something on someone else's channel, but what is your biggest failure?
Well, I mean, generally speaking, I'm not overly comfortable. Like, I'm super comfortable in other people's panels because I have someone to talk to and not just the chat in there alone. But yeah, it's trying to get comfortable. But the biggest mistake I made was I said it straight up in my first yarn haul video that the first time around there was zero audio. And this one that just came out, I tried using the same software again and I got audio, but it's not very good. So I have to work on either avoid that software or figure it out better.
Well, fingers crossed it gets sorted quickly for you.
Yeah.
What would you say is your biggest success so far?
I guess, I mean, generally or YouTube?
Within YouTube and your craft. I mean, it may be something that you've maybe designed or crocheted that hasn't been shown on YouTube yet. What can you really turn around and go, bleeding heck, I'm good. That's great. Or something that's really sold well that you didn't expect, you know?
Well, I guess, I haven't sold anything yet. But I guess pushing myself to write the pattern. I have never thought, like, because it just pops in my head and it just seems so easy because it's already in my head to do it that I'm like, well, I think anyone can and nobody would want to pay for this pattern. But getting past that and thinking it's good enough and I'm worthy of, you know, putting it out there. I think that was one of my bigger accomplishments.
It's basically the self-esteem and the confidence thing again, isn't it? Which we'll help you with. We will help you. Okay, so what would you think at the moment? What would be the thing that would force you to stop YouTube?
Oh goodness. I guess a total loss of ideas. But it would take a lot. I mean, like really, like I love YouTube. I love being a part of the community. It would take a lot for me to completely stop.
Well, I guess with thinking and designing, when you come to a standstill, that normally would stop things, I guess.
There's so many yarn hauls. Whether or not I have ideas, I'm going to buy yarn because that's what I do.
Just buy some more latte cakes and, you know, the inspiration will come. It'll be fine. How do you prioritize your work within the YouTube and your crochet?
Still having difficulties with that. I'm trying to figure out the best route to go and because like I don't know, there's things I want to do at different points of the day and night and it's hard. I'm still working on it. I haven't figured it out yet.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Is there a particular item for your craft that you would buy despite any expense? If you saw it and you had the money, you have to get it. What would it be?
Oh goodness. If
this
money
is a
was
chance for people to donate to you, you know? So make it good.
I'd buy a bunch of sets of clover hooks. I cannot live without my clover hooks.
Clover hooks. There you go, guys. It's Clover fan. I can honestly turn around and say, do you know what? I don't see the appeal right now, but that's because I've never seen one or held one, so I can't vouch for that one.
The thing is, I've noticed though, some people that have the pen hold or the pencil hold, however you want to call it, they find it too slippy and they drop their stitches. So
I don't want any clover hooks. Thank you very much. Just in case anyone wanted to
for you. But for the knife holder, the knife holder, it just, you can fly with those suckers, man.
There you go. She's a knife holder and she loves clover hooks. Get those donations in. How do you, I don't know, we've done that. Bear with me because you've kind of answered that in a different question. So with your own videos, or even if you're in somebody else's chat, do you seek feedback and approval for things that you've said, things that you've done, things that you've shown?
I used to seek approval, like in general in life. I no longer seek approval, but I do seek feedback. I love feedback, constructive criticism. Yeah, any help and info is very much appreciated.
I'll be sure to give you some after this and tell you how awful you were. We know me, you know, it's what I do.
You're not shy.
How do you go about prioritizing your work? Like if you've got okay, with the crochet thing, if you've got, say, a couple of whips going and you're in the mindset of, right, I am going to go and start one of these off today because I've got to get it done, how do you prioritize which one of those whips is going to get touched?
Well, if like, because I wanted to release the pattern, so whipping up another one was a priority because I had to make sure it worked. Anything for myself, back burner. Anything for an occasion that's coming up would take priority. Just kind of like what needs to be done, and then once everything that needs to be done is done, then whatever I feel like doing.
Whatever mood you fancy.
Tickles my fancy that day.
We won't go down that route. It's a different interview, Corey, different interview. Can you give an example of when you thought outside of the box? Whether that be with a YouTube video or with an actual crochet design?
That's a good question. Looking around, see if I can see something. I don't know. I think I just always do. I mean, it ends up getting tamed at some point, but like I said, when I'm trying something, I have zero plan, which I think is pretty outside the box.
Well, maybe it depends what's in the box, I suppose. You've already touched on this, but if you could develop the answer, it'd be brilliant, please. Do you go about researching trends and materials?
Materials, not so much. Maybe color schemes and stuff. What kind of colors are in style or fashion or whatever in the moment. But I also go by what I like. Like, I figure if I like it, someone else has got to like it too, right? Actually, I kind of avoid things that are too trendy. I feel like it's been overdone. And I kind of try to just do my own thing.
I like that. You're a woman of my own mind, you poor thing. I don't do fashion. I do what I want to do when I feel like doing it. So
whatever my hook wants to do is what happens.
The magic of the hook.
Yeah.
Have you felt like giving up? We're going down, because you're a fairly new channel, I'll go down the pure crochet route for this one. Okay. Have you ever given up just to come back to it and go, do you know what? No, I'm going to go down here again. I want to try.
Yeah, I crocheted one thing in my early 20s, and just didn't, because there was no YouTube. I had nobody to show me any other stitches. I was basically stuck with like single, double, and the shell stitch. There's only so much you could do with just that. So when YouTube, actually I was a little late to the game even for that. I noticed on YouTube that you could actually learn other stitches, and yeah, that's when I finally got inspired. Yeah.
Damn. I need to learn these other stitches because I don't know any other stitches. So you went back to that project?
Not a specific project, just crochet in general. Like, I gave up crochet completely for about 20 years.
It's a long time. It's a long time. Glad you came back though, and I'm sure a lot of people in here and watching the replay will be grateful for it as well. So well done for coming back. Has the way you've worked from then to now changed a lot, or has it been almost the same? You're in your own groove and you know how you work, and that's it.
Even back then, I never used a pattern. Writing the pattern was the first time I actually looked at another pattern just to see how patterns are written.
Mm-hmm.
I've never followed anything. I've always just pictured something in my head and try to make it.
I think that's very impressive. From somebody who can't, I find it very impressive, and I'm sure quite a few other people would as well. So again, another well done, Miss Coco. Can you name a time when your patience was really tested, whether that be YouTube itself, making a video, or your crochet in general?
There was a point where, again, kind of back to the ADHD, I like on a larger project, I'd get bored of it, and just a new project waiting to be started would just like beckon to me. And so that was one of my biggest difficulties, is finishing a large project, like start to finish. And at some point I realized, I can put this aside for a bit, take a break and go back, rather than just giving it up.
I think that's a nice little quality as well. So again, another well done to you. Well done, Miss Coco. For a beginner crocheter, what advice would you give to them?
Patience. Don't give up. It gets easier. Once you learn the stitches, you can literally make, like, everything is made from stitches. So yeah, sky's the limit. Don't give up.
I wish I had an imagination to actually turn a stitch into something, but one day. What is your favourite one? And you're only allowed to pick one, Coco. You can't say it's a toss-up between 2 or 5. One. What is your one favourite YouTube channel and why?
Oh, goodness.
Doesn't have to be crochet. It doesn't have to be anyone that you think people will know. Just who's your go-to when you just feel like going, oh, do you know what? Let's stick YouTube on and see if blah blah is on.
That's a tough one. I love everybody.
No, that's not an answer.
I guess if I just want to not have to think too much and just feel like someone's there while I'm crocheting, I'm gonna have to say Zach Stout. I love him.
So maybe if you give me a little poke at the end, Corey, I will get his link in the description as well.
Okay.
Because, if anybody else wants to check him out, see what Corey's into, we will get that done. What are your other interests besides the crochet and YouTube?
I think anything homestead related. I like to watch a lot of, or I was for a while, learning how to can food, preserve food, learning how to build a log cabin, just fell a tree for firewood, just learning how to do all of this stuff, because that is my ultimate goal, is to live off the land at some point.
If you could see my face right now, my grin is like closing my eyeballs. It's I think that's lovely. Living off the land and actually getting in there down and dirty and doing it.
Yeah.
High praise, miss. High praise. Who would you love to see in your channel that you haven't already? Somebody that you just go, oh, I'm going to fangirl right now.
Actually, it all pretty much happened last night.
Who
Debbie,
happened?
Canadian Crocheter, subscribed to my channel. She was
Yeah.
watching my channel when I emailed her. She's like, weird. Like, she was watching me as I emailed her.
And did you have a whole, oh my lord, what do I do? What do I do?
She was watching
me? Well, that's a pooper then. If only I'd asked you these questions yesterday. But at least you've got somebody that you can admire and that's come in, so you've had that gut now, and then hopefully she'll stick around with you and you'll grow together, and a little bit further on down the line there may be somebody else.
Maybe.
And we can shove them all in your channel at you. What is your favorite thing about having your own channel?
I think I've only done one so far, but I think it's the yarn hauls, because normally I go buy my yarn and I bring it in all by my lonesome and admire it all by my lonesome, and I have no one to show it off to because nobody gives a crap.
But now they do. And now you can go, look at this, and it's so soft, and this is wonderful.
I know some people still think I'm weird for hugging my yarn and stuff, but I know some people don't. I know I'm not the only one. So.
Oh, heck no. I know as a crocheter myself, I rub it up and down my cheek and I'm like, oh, it's so soft, or oh, it's a bit rough, or you smell it, you squeeze it, and yeah, anyway, let's move on. If you had the capability, what would you change about your channel? I mean, I know you're fairly new, but we're starting to get to know you now. So what might be too late to do now, or you know, what would you overhaul if you could, if you had the power, if you had the ability?
Well, I don't think it's ever too late to do anything. I mean, I literally went back to carpentry school at 45, so you can do anything at any time. So I guess what I'd like to change is just more consistent content.
I like the beginning of that answer. You're never too old to learn a skill. The dog doesn't stop learning tricks just because it's old. Woof woof. Okay.
It's too late to change something.
Yeah, it's a nice little thing to say out there. I might even put that in the description, as long as I remember. I've got a lot to remember for that description. How long did it take for you to be confident enough in front of the camera to do a video?
Oh goodness, I'm still not.
It's just a little bit too nerve-wracking.
For the moment still. Like I said, I'm comfortable on other people's. Like here, I'm okay. I'm talking to you. It's like not face to face because like you're a dot on a black screen right now. But
I'm a dot.
But still, it's a conversation. It's not just like a monologue, you know?
So you've still got the nerves, but is it better for you in a sense when you're doing a non-live, when you're doing a standard video, if you mess up you can edit it out, or do you kind of just breeze through it and it seems a little bit easier than if you were to do a live for yourself?
I force myself not to overanalyze it and avoid. I have not edited anything yet, other than adding like the intro and outro, because I am very analytical of myself, and that's been tough. Is because I've never liked my picture taken. I've never liked being videoed, and the fact that I'm doing it at all is a big deal. So I don't analyze it. I'll watch it enough to know whether or not it's okay. Just put it out there. I don't, unless that like something horrible happened, obviously I would edit, but so far, knock on wood.
That might have been MDF, guys. That might not have actually been wood. get the gist. But please keep on bringing out the content and grow nicely, and you'll be wonderful. I mean, you are wonderful anyway, but you know what I mean. You'll be more wonderful. So going with the non-live videos of your own, on average at the moment, how long does it take you to get a video out from recording to editing to actually getting it? I know YouTube has its moments where it takes 10 million years to upload a video, and sometimes it's like 3 minutes. But on average, how long does it take you start to finish to get a video out?
Okay, well, I've only had 2 so far. The first one was pretty quick. I mean, other than having to redo it again because there was no audio the first time around. This one took forever because I was messing around with like graphics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I messed around with it all night and ended up going with the simplest thing. So I just wasted like a ton of time. But that's my creative process. Like I complicate things and then I rein it in.
But at least you get to a point that you can say, I'm happy. So that's the main thing. Do you have an actual favourite part of doing the video editing, or are you one of those that really can't stand it and the quicker you can get it done, the better?
I absolutely loved doing the intro and the outro. That was so much fun for me.
Why?
Because I've always been into graphic design. And so, I don't know, it's just really fun for me. I love playing with images, and I used to play with Photoshop all the time for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Like, I'm a weirdo.
Doesn't make you a weirdo, it makes you creative, which we know you are. So I'm hoping then with videos that are coming up, there's going to be a lot more intros and outros with funky graphics.
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, my first video that I used an intro, I've been flagged for copyright, even though I got everything from Canva. So I had
Don't worry, I'm down that road too. Just keep being you. As long as you do it right and you know you're in the right, go with it, girl. Go with it. But yeah, as long as there's more of you than there are the graphics, we'll all be happy. We can all smile. What did you fear about making your very first video?
I think not having anything to say, which is why I started with the yarn haul.
Get the easy bit over and done with, just because you're
just get it out there.
Excited about it. Well, make sure you bring out some more yarn hauls then. We want you to buy more yarn, Coco. More yarn.
I got to get through what I bought already, but it will go pretty quick, I'm sure.
You'll go through it very fast. I'm certain of it.
The last one was pretty big, so it's taking a little longer than usual, but...
Well, make small little yarn hauls and like 5 or 6 skeins of something, and then, next week, I could do with another 6.
Well, my yarn place is about an hour away, so I like to stock up while I'm there.
Oh yeah, maybe do quite a large one then. Yeah. What did you enjoy about making your first video?
Again, because it was the yarn haul, being able to talk about my yarn.
And what do you mainly concentrate on when you're talking about the yarn?
Just how awesome yarn is.
This is a lovely
and then there's someone out there watching who agrees that yarn is awesome,
There's a lot of us out there that will agree that yarn is awesome. Apart from some of us who end up going, oh, this is horrible. What the get this for? This is vile.
Not all yarns are made equal.
They're really not. And neither are we, thankfully. With regard to your designing, what is your main scope? What is your main theme? What is your main go-to when it comes to designing? Or again, is it purely, well, it depends what mood I'm in.
guess my initial go-to is, depending if I need to get a pattern out quick, I'll try to make something quick. Like my first one was a cowl or a hat or an ear warmer or, a scarf. But in the meantime, I'm also working on larger projects, but I'm not going to rush that because I want it to be good. And you can't rush a large project because
you can't rush perfection.
Yeah.
So are we going to get to see these larger projects at some point?
Yes, but I'm not going to rush it. So
look at the eyes of that woman. She's like, oh, you might see it, or maybe not just yet, but you might.
I might. You will. It's just not sure when yet, but
I'm waiting, and I'm quite looking forward to it. What would the smallest thing you've made be?
Honestly,
and do you still have it? Yeah, come on.
I do not still have it because I gave it to my aunt.
Aww.
And she taught me to crochet. Like I said, I was 8 years old, and she had a giant teddy bear. And at the time, I knew how to chain and single crochet, so I made him a bib.
Oh, that's so sweet. I guess in that case, if we've done the smallest, we may as well go to the biggest.
Biggest would be, I'm not quite done it yet. Do you want to see it?
I would love to. We would love to. Look, she doesn't even have to go very far. It's like she was prepared or something. And no, she really wasn't.
I had lost this. I had moved twice since I started this. I lost it and I just found it again. I'm so happy because I'm almost done.
Oh, oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be impartial. Oh. And is this a personal item?
Yeah, it's an Afghan for my bed.
I like it. Hands up, who likes it? Hands up. She's going to be looking because she shouldn't be. Shouldn't be seeing anything. Yeah, all the hands up in the chat.
I've got private chat on, so I don't see anybody's chat.
Everybody's got their hands up, Coco. Honest. I like it.
Some
though.
People have seen it because I think I did whip it out on Dana's live once. But
Dana got to see it. Dana's in the chat just to let you know, and she did say you're doing great. See, not the only one. Now, favoritism. I must shut up. How do you organize your craft room?
Okay, so this is new. I had zero organization before I moved in here, but I decided I'm starting fresh, and I am not going to forget what I was doing in that whip again, because I have so many that I just can't remember what I was doing or how I was doing it, what hook I was using. So as far as my yarn goes, I don't sort by color or anything. I sort by brand and type. Like all my Scarfies are together, all my latte cakes are together, all my anyway, just so I know, like if I want a Scarfie, I know where my Scarfie is. I don't have to go looking, oh, what color did I have in Scarfie? That's my Scarfie. And so yeah, have it all in the thing. Up here I have my before organization stuff to decide whether I'm frogging or continuing, kind of UFOs, I guess. Under my desk, I have all my whips. Some people have already shown this, but hang on, stuff. Yeah, I have all my whips in bags on hangers on a rod under there with, I don't know if you can see it, there's like an index card with what I'm doing, hook size and all that, so I don't forget.
It's a very good idea.
I can see all of it, like it's all like side by side, so I just take a look, what do I want to work on right now, and just grab it. And I know.
It's like a whip wardrobe.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a nice idea. Where did you get the idea from?
I don't know. It just popped in my head. Initially, I was thinking of a way to, I saw the storage bags. Like they're just Ziploc giant storage bags. And I knew I could do something with that because I wanted something see-through. And I thought about a way to like hang them on my wall or something and have like a whip wall. But then I was sitting here and I'm like, but that's far. And I don't know. It just came to me.
Well, it's quite a nice original idea. So I hope that you can encourage others to have a Coco whip wardrobe.
You should. It's so handy. So handy.
I mean, I need to get the desk first, but I really like the idea. I do.
Yeah.
Though granted, I have told a lot of people that I don't have more than one whip at a time, but we won't go down that road. My brain.
You're one of the few if you don't.
Who inspired you in the beginning to start crocheting, and at what age?
It was my aunt at 8. I saw her crochet, and I guess she saw that I was enthralled with what she was doing, asked if I wanted to learn, and then right away I'm like, yeah.
Can you remember the very first thing that you made?
Yeah, the bib for her teddy.
That was your first one. Smallest and first, all in one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so sweet. And she kept it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely. Blessed.
It was the ugliest bib you've ever seen, but
but still, it got you started, and look where you are now. There's a lot of people on here, out there, around that would be quite jealous of your talent. So you've got to take that on board and be grateful for the skill that you have, because you have skill. It's brilliant. I'm digressing. Anyway,
I can't imagine not knowing how to crochet. I don't know what my life is without it.
I apologise because I blurbered over that. So could you please re-say that?
I forget how I started, but I don't know what I would do if I didn't know how to crochet. Like, I can't imagine what my life would be without crochet.
I can almost imagine, after you just saying that, like your entire house, there's crochet everywhere, every room, almost everything covered in crochet, everything. Person comes in, oh, hang on, you need a hat and a scarf, hang on. So imagine. Oh, I don't know, I'm thinking it now.
I do have some FOs I gotta unload because I have too many FOs going on now.
Well, FOs are nice to give to others and to hang around the house and shove at the postman. I've done that one. What holiday do you prefer to craft for?
I think Christmas. Just everything. Why? Christmas is my jam, whether it's crafting or like I go all out. I literally, like, the house before I moved in here, like my Christmas theme is like blue, silver, and white. I literally painted the main area of my house blue to match my Christmas, not the other way around.
I'm coming round.
I do a fancy dinner. I decorate like a crazy person. Like, yeah, like it's like Santa threw up in my house. Like, yeah.
Did anybody just imagine the turkey being crocheted? Anyone else think of that?
I think you're the only one.
You can even imagine. I'm imagining also the turkey in the middle of the table with a little jumper on. It's warm. Why not? Are there any trends in the crochet world, in the yarny world, whether that be a particular yarn or a hook or an item that you've really gone, do you know what, that is horrible? Why is it a trend? It's vile.
No. I mean, any hook other than Clogger, yeah, but but I mean, like, any trend. I mean, if it's a trend, it's because people like it. So who am I to say it sucks, right?
You have your own opinion. You have your own tastes. You're allowed. Never stops me. Shoot my mouth off quick enough. We're all allowed our own opinion.
Yeah, but just like I'm allowed my opinion, so are they. So I'm not about to say, hey, your idea sucks. It's somebody's going to like it.
Let's face it, she's the one being interviewed and got to look good here. So nothing sucks. It's all good. With regard to trends or materials, etc., is there any particular crafting trend that you wish would make a comeback?
Has anything really gone away though?
Well, it depends on the person. I mean, what's the thing that's been big the past month, although granted it's going a little bit now, is the wiggly, like the wiggly trivet. Like you get I call them worms. It looks like worms all over the place, but I think it's brill. But that was fairly recent, and that's starting to go out again now. And Corey's like, "What the
I have
heck?"
no idea what it is, and it's already been in and out. I don't.
It was so quick. I will send you a link later.
Maybe you shouldn't. I don't know.
I thought it looked kind of cool, difficult but cool. But
Wiggly worms. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Anybody want to give Coco worms? By all means, go for it, because she doesn't know what they are. It's cool. So, can you think of anything in particular? Like, I mean, the first thing that I'm thinking of, I wouldn't want it to come back, but it's come to my brain. Leg warmers.
But they are coming back, just disguised as boot cups.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's face it. All fashions go and then come back again. Yeah. But
they're just coming back as boot cups and like high socks. They're just disguised elsewhere. But yeah, they're coming back.
All the different names for so many different things, and you're like, hang on a second, we used to call it blah 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 in our day. Yeah, doesn't it make you feel old? While you are crocheting, is there a particular snack that you enjoy, or do you, if you're crocheting, no, that's it, and the appetite goes out the window, or is it, no, there's got to be such and such next to me?
I do get snacky, but I don't want to dirty the yarn either. So if I'm going to snack, I need to pause the crochet. So it's like, it's not something I can do while in the process of, but I love chips.
Is there any
good thing I can't do it while crocheting because yeah.
Get it all over your yarn.
Yeah.
All the grease and the salt and well, that would be a good excuse to go, oh, what a shame. I've got crumbs on it. Well, I'll have to keep it now.
I make too many things to keep it all, so I'm thinking of maybe throwing a couple of finished objects into my giveaway.
Oh, did you hear that, people? Did you hear that? Giveaway. Foes. Stuff.
Pardon me.
No, I won't. Do you listen to music while you're crafting?
If I'm not watching YouTube, then yes, I do like to listen to music.
What sort of music do you tend to go for
when
you're crocheting?
Anything upbeat.
A little bit of
everything from I don't know. Honestly, my music taste is all over the map. Like you will find everything from like AC/DC to Sia to some Latino music, reggae. Like I literally like all over the place. If it's upbeat and I like it, it's on my playlist.
And you can crochet to it all.
Yeah, and if it's upbeat enough, you go to the beat and it goes faster.
Okay, so anybody else in chat who just heard that, if you want to throw Coco the dancing crochet challenge, please do.
I sit while I crochet, but
so does everybody. But that's the challenge. Is there one particular? And I so have a feeling I know what you're going to say. Is there one particular crafting tool or supply you so wish you'd invented yourself?
I wish I'd invented myself.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're thinking clover hooks, but
yeah, it's what was on my mind. Yeah.
Actually, in my mind, I am trying to think up a better version of a yarn swift and ball winder.
Oh.
Something you can actually wind a large cake with.
Oh, I want to be a beta tester. Okay. I want to be a tester. Um, have you done any collaborations with anybody up to this point?
Um, Up to this point, no, but I just started one.
Oh, are we allowed to know who with?
Yeah, it's actually in my the video I just posted. It's with wait, hang on. I actually have it written down. Deep in the Heart of Texas Fibers. She is a yarn dyer, and she reached out to me on Instagram, and she's gonna dye some yarn. We're right now discussing yarn weight and colors I'd like to work with. She's gonna dye some yarn. I'm gonna design something with it, and we'll both post videos about it. And yeah, sounds fun. Excited.
You're looking forward to the hand dyed yarn rather than the store bought.
Yeah, I love trying new things. So
Also, it's something that you haven't tried yet.
no, I haven't tried hand dyed yarn, nor something that is specifically like she's aiming it at something I want, the colors I want, and the weight that I want, and so it's something that's designed for me, pretty much.
Is there, with this particular collaboration set aside,
Mm-hmm.
is there anybody within the YouTube world that you would really like to do a collaboration with? And if so, what would you want the collaboration to be? And if not, why not?
Um, I don't like other than a yarn dyer. I'm not sure. Like I'm new to this collab thing, so I have no idea what
Mhm.
possibilities are out there. You know, so I'm not sure how two crocheters would
You may,
collab. If there's a way for that, or if it has to be like someone with a product that I would use. You know.
would you be up for something if somebody came to you and said something within reason? Would you be up to doing a collaboration with somebody else?
Yeah, I'm willing to listen to anything, and if it's doable, I have no problem doing it. Like,
So anybody that's in the chat right now, or if you are watching the replay, please go along to Miss Coco. If you have a collaboration in mind that you think that she might be interested in, that you may be able to make her raise her eyebrow to, go for it, because you know the girl's up for it.
I'm open to any.
Go for it. If I had an imagination, believe me, I would.
Challenge my brain, people.
There you go, from the girl herself. With regard to your crochet supplies, where is the main place you go to? I mean, there's plenty out there, but where do you go to and you know that you're going to be able to find something that you don't have, or be able to go, well, I know they've got a brilliant offer, so I'm going to grab from them?
Honestly, it's almost always Michael's. I've never ordered online, other than my crochet hooks. I have ordered from, I think I got my clovers from Hobie, but it takes forever to get something in the mail. So I'd rather just, and plus, like any new yarns, I wouldn't. See, I watch Crystal a lot because she tells you a lot about the yarns, and I've been tempted to order from like Hobium or whatever, but I'd fill. I don't know how many times all these online stores I filled up my cart and I chicken out before I check out because I'm like, well, what if I don't like it and I spent all this money because like the minimum order for free shipping and all this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if I spend that much money and I don't like it? Like I'd rather go to Michael's and touch and feel and know that I want it.
I'm very much a toucher feeler myself. I need to get my hands on it and squidge it a bit first. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. With regard to your YouTube channel, you've already basically said that you're hoping to inspire others with things that you're doing. So how far do you envision your channel actually going, or where would you where would your ideal be?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Let's say, with regard to the larger larger YouTubers that have got millions and millions of followers, would you want your channel to be that big, or would you rather have a smaller channel where people can come to you and say, you've done this and this is my version and thank you so much? Or would you rather have something with your channel where you get to a certain point and you just kind of calm down a little bit and it ticks over on its own? Are you purely hoping for monetization? Do you not care about that and just literally you're there to inspire? I mean, where's your vision? Where's your goal?
Well, obviously I want to grow, but I don't ever want to reach the point where I make people feel that I'm unapproachable. If you know what I mean.
So keeping it fairly small, and not small as in like two people. You want to be able to keep on top of the people that contact you. It's not, oh, I'm inundated with emails and I just can't do it, and they have to wait for however long.
And if I ever had like a live like Crystal has, and like she is so down to earth, I love her to death, like BOD Crystal. But I would feel so bad if these comments were flying by and I could not acknowledge people. Like that would kill me. And I'm not saying, you know, she should feel bad, because you can't, right? She's reached the point where she just can't. Yeah. But I know I would feel very bad if it got to that point. But I do want to grow, because, you know, you can't, you know, the more people you inspire, you got to reach more people. But yeah, I'd like to still stay somewhat to the point where I can respond to people, and, you know, I don't want to feel famous.
You need to be comfortable with your own channel. You don't want it to get out of hand.
Yeah.
We know that you've got a few whips under your table.
Yes.
That could sound so wrong. We know about your whips under your table, Coco. What is on top of the table right now with regard to whip? What was literally the last whip you touched?
The last whip I touched, which one was it? It was probably the last official whip I touched was the leafy scarf. But I was playing around with just stitches to get an idea of, so that it's not too much of a weight when the yarn comes in from the Heart of Texas fiber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm just like playing around with stitches right now, but that's not really a whip. I'm just playing around. But the last official whip I was touching, I guess, was
the leafy scarf.
Yeah, this one. I've gotten a little farther with the leaf.
I see it. I want to see it.
Hmm?
I was just about to ask if we could see it. Means you had it.
Which side is it? That's some people have already seen it, but yeah, so it's got leaves all around, and it's going to be a pull through. And I thought the dimensions look kind of leafy also, so I thought it was fall colors, so that's what kind of inspired me to go with like fall autumn leaves.
And is this going to be an item for yourself or for somebody else? Or will it end up being frogged once you've done it and you know how to do it?
It'll eventually be a pattern. I'm very partial to my first pattern, like the original one that doesn't even have the shells on the end. I wore that all last winter, and I love it. And honey, go, honey, please. Yeah, so honey, can you please? Jeez Louise. Of all times, you know, I don't hear from him at all until I go live.
Real life, it happened. It proves you're a human being, my darling.
Yeah, so I don't know, I might wear it, I don't know, but that's not why I'm making it. I'm making it because that idea jumped in my head and I had to make it.
I like that. As soon as it's in your head, you've got to get it out. You've got to get it into material being.
Yeah, if I wait, I'll lose it.
Create life. You've semi touched on this, but I'm going to take it to a slight different level.
Okay.
What craft supply that could be a tool or a material, is currently on your wish list that you could really do with right now, and you haven't got around to it, or you haven't got the money yet, or it's something that's, oh, I wouldn't mind trying that, but can't get it around here, so no, I'll wait.
Aside from, I would like to get some more circular needles, different sizes, because I do want to try knitting a little more. But more importantly, this ball winder is crap. I don't like it. I want a new one.
Again, people that are willing to donate, help out.
I will get it. I will get one. Next thing I know, I have like 20 in my mailbox tomorrow. Like, don't ever
you know,
ball winder.
Be a nice little thing, that, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be just great if you could say it and all of a sudden 20 million turn up? Or maybe not.
There is such a thing as too much of a good thing.
There is. There really is. We know she has pets, okay? We know she has dogs. Don't worry, Coco, your official interview ends in 10 minutes, and then we'll take it to the chat. But
if you actually go out, she'll stop whining.
That's the point.
It's because my son's standing here and she's not allowed
to join in on the interview. Again, sticking with that sort of theme, when you go and the money is burning in your pocket, what craft items do you love to splurge on?
Definitely yarn. Like, I could, like, if money was not an object, I could easily spend thousands in one shot on yarn.
Couldn't we all just go into a shop and go, yeah, one of everything? In fact, make it 10
a Michael's. Like, honestly,
your own Michael's store. I want to be in the Michael's franchise because I just need the yarn oil.
Actually, what we need is a Hobby Lobby in Canada. So any fellow Canadians out there, let's talk about a franchise.
Excuse me, sorry. Since starting your actual YouTube channel and going, okay, let's do this, what is actually motivating you to carry it on?
Fear of disappointing people that are waiting for a video, I guess. That and wanting to get my ideas out there.
I think we all want your ideas out here. Get them out of your noggin and bring them to us, Coco. Bring them to us.
And like the not wanting to disappoint people isn't a bad thing. It's actually encouraging me to finish what I start. So it's a good thing. I'm like, oh, I have to finish this. I'm being held accountable now for the things I start, you know?
But just make sure with that, I guess, that you don't feel too much pressure, because that could lead to stress. And we don't want a stressed Coco. Sorry.
Creativity works at its own pace.
Yes. Now, we know that you've got children because you've just demonstrated.
He demonstrated that himself.
Do you actually get them involved in any of your projects, or does it only go as far as, look, I made this hat, there you go, wear it?
The older two have not crocheted or have shown any interest. My youngest, the one that just popped in here, he seems intrigued by it. He has high functioning autism as well, so that's kind of would be good for him too. Initially he was having trouble tensioning his yarn, like figuring out how to hold it. So then I tried teaching him basic knitting, because at least that way you can drop the yarn if you have to whatever. But we came back to crochet, and when we moved in here, I made him like a little like I call it crochet training wheels, where you have like the yarn holder on your finger, like I crochet a little thing to hold the yarn through. And so he went off into his bedroom with the yarn and a hook, and came back with a chain that could reach 2 doors down.
Well, at least he was keen to carry it on. He didn't do 4 chains and stop.
Yeah.
Good luck. So, I'm so sorry. I've got a little tickle going on in my throat, and I should have muted myself again. I'm so sorry. What craft supply, again, or tool do you not like, but everyone else seems to really love?
Susan Bates. I find I split my yarn too much with it.
And you're the knife holder, so you're probably cutting through it like a knife.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Susan Bates type, what is it, inline? Is that what that's called?
Mhm.
That's better for pen or pencil holders, and the boil type, not boil, boy type, boil. The boy.
It's just not Halloween. We've got plenty of boils around.
Yeah, and the boy type hooks, generally speaking, I mean, there's exceptions to every rule, are better for the knife holders in general.
With regard to your craft room, for anybody that wants to actually get a craft room sorted, how would you turn around to a beginner in that sense to help them organize their craft supplies?
Okay, well, first things first, you need shelves for your yarn, whether it's like Ginger at Yarn Geek with the crates or actual bookshelves. You need somewhere to put your yarn securely out of the way. There's different ways. Like initially, I was using like pencil cases for my crochet hooks, but digging around looking for it. So then I started using. It's like a makeup. Which way is which? It's like a makeup thing. I've got like the big part. I got my scissors, my pen, my knitting needles, and then biggest to smallest, I've got like my large clovers, my medium clovers. Like this is pretty much 6.5 and up, 6.5 to 15, 4 to 6, and then anything below 4 over here.
I think that's quite a nice little idea for, again, anybody that's watching either now or the replay. If you're thinking of organising something, don't just look at one particular thing and go, well, that is only used for that. Anything can be optimised if you've got the imagination to do it. I mean, we've got a spinny thing just there for pencils. It's got needles and hooks in it, and scissors and everything else. So
yeah, because I'm a very visual person, so I need organized chaos, I guess. Like I need to see everything.
Yes.
So I need to find a way that I can see everything and still have it be organized.
With regard to the craft room that you're literally sitting in and partially showing us, when was the last time you gave it a really good clean through? I'm not saying it's filthy. Please don't think I'm going, ugh, have you seen that? When did you last clean? I'm not going down that road. But when did you last give it a really good clean and purge some of your craft supplies?
I think right before I started organizing it. Yeah, pretty much, because I wanted to start off on the right foot, you know? New place, new start. I wanted to start fresh. And even the things that I wasn't sure about, like I said, I made sure they had a spot where I know where they are. And as I've already gotten rid of one, there was one there also. I've already been through one. And as I find time, I will take a bag down, go through it. And it's not in my face, but I know it's there.
And the good thing is, with you being organised, at least you know what is where, and you can, if you think, oh, I'll go and grab that, you can go to it straight off, which is good. For anybody in chat, be prepared, because Coco has 2 more questions from me, and then it's over to you if you have any. I know we've definitely got one, but if there's anybody else, hold it. Corey, when you go traveling, when you go on holiday, when you go to take a break, vacation, even if it's down to the local national park to go camping or whatever, when you're away from the house, do you take your crochet with you?
Absolutely.
Look, no hesitation. Hello.
When I was taking my course, I would bring my bag of yarn, and not just like what I'm working on. I bring more than I need, because if I come up with an idea, I need to be able to play with it. So any lunch hour, I was crocheting. Any downtime in class, I was crocheting. It's like my fidget spinner, you know. I need it.
You need to do something with your hands. You need to be productive.
Yeah.
And your last question from me,
Mm-hmm.
I can hear her praising in her head right now. She's going, "Yeah, finally!" Your name, your channel name, why?
I was actually very close to calling it Annie Coco Crochet because my name is Corey and my oldest niece couldn't say Corey, and so I was Auntie Coco, and she had trouble even pronouncing Auntie, so I was Annie Coco. But I'm like, yeah, then people are gonna call me Annie, so I decided to just go with Coco. So originally I was Coco Crochet, but then anytime in the search, the only person that would come up was Bella Coco. So I'm like, well, she had Coco first, so I'll let her have that. So then Cocktails and Crochet was just supposed to be my lives. Like, you know, a little yarn party with cocktails and crochet. But I'm like, you know what, let's just call the whole channel that. Why not?
I think the name is very, very clever because, you know, we can all have a little drink, have a little snack, have a little cocktail and crochet. Don't mind if I do. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, if you want to drop any questions, please do. I know that Lady Godiva has asked Miss Coco, do you help people with designing patterns if they're in need of assistance?
I have not been approached to do so, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
So, Lady Godiva, if you're still in here or watching the replay, there you go. If you do need a hand, then Coco's your girl. I'm going to say thank you very much, Miss Coco, for answering my menagerie of questions. Is there anybody in chat who would like to ask Miss Coco a particular question? Do you have anything in mind? Keep it clean, please. Just in case. We're before the watershed over here, so we're counting that. But anybody got a question for her? I'll leave it open for 2 minutes because I think that's fair. Give people time to type out. I know that when I go typing, it takes me a little while. Miss Nadine Smith asks, how do you change sizes for dresses or sweaters?
Well, I kind of look up the sizing chart of what different sizes are. I'll generally, just because it's easier, start with something that fits me. So like I'll usually start with a large or an extra large, if depending how loose I want it to be. And then I'll adjust from there. So what I'll do is once I've got the initial one done, I will measure my gauge and then figure out how many stitches per inch that works out to on average. And then I can increase or decrease easily that way.
Nadine, does that answer your question? And Coco, going with that, is there anywhere where you get that particular sizing chart from? Is there a go-to for you?
I just Googled. I mean, I should download one for permanent reference, but
Uncle Google it is.
Google it again.
Nadine, does that help? Anybody else with a question while we still have Miss Coco in the house, in the spotlight? And while people are coming up with questions, if they have any, what I will say is if you pop over to Coco and go and subscribe, she does have a giveaway going on because we are now in her party birthday month. Woo-hoo! And she's doing a giveaway especially for that. So go and pop along and go and see what you need to do for the giveaway. It's going to be worth it, and it is international. It's not just open for one day, today, tomorrow. It's open for a little while, so go and have a look. I'm not giving you any more information. Some information has been given by Miss Coco during the interview, and I've had to play dumb, which is not exactly very hard. But go to it. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Coco is a great teacher and got a lot of patience.
Like I mentioned before, though, the audio on this one isn't great. So if you have earbuds, use them.
The audio is
I will
rubbish.
adjust that for the future ones.
Get your earphones in, get your bosses on your head, and all will be good. But no, you should be fine. Just get your volume up, but pay attention because it's going to be worth it. It doesn't look like we have anybody else in the chat. I'm just going to scroll up very, very quickly because I know there have been a couple of, oh, please say hello. Oh, hang on, Nadine's come back. Is it okay to change the yarn I use for patterns? Example, the pattern calls for a 4 weight, but I only have an 8/4 thickness. 8/4 thickness?
What is that, like a bulky 5?
I don't know. I'm confused myself.
I don't know. Is it
okay to change the yarn if the pattern calls for 1? Can you use a different one?
If you can get away with using the same size hook, and if your gauge matches, the drape will be different. But in theory, if the gauge matches, you should be okay. Otherwise, you'll have to adjust the size, like the number of stitches and all that. But
I'm just heading up just to make sure that I haven't missed anything in particular. So bear with me a moment, Coco, because I know there have been a couple of people that wanted to say hello. We've had quite a little bit of footfall in here. Footfall without actually having feet going through, thankfully, because it'd be a lot to clean up.
I don't have anywhere to be.
I know Lady Godiva said hello and she had the question as well. So we've done that one, which is good.
Excuse me just 2 seconds. I'm going to shut the door because my son is playing his video games now and he's very loud.
That's fine. That's fine. Not a problem. Let's see if anybody else has any questions because I don't want to miss anybody. So Ingrid Coates has said to say hello to you.
Ingrid.
And also Kelly's Crochet Adventures.
Hi.
That's Lady Godiva's question. Got to make sure I don't want to miss anybody. But I think we're pretty much done. You can start doing your fandango if you like. Oh, wait. Oh, Ditma Knittery has stated, Corey, I love your answers. Keep up the good work.
Thanks so much.
I just started my own channel too. And I'm even thinking how I could answer these questions myself. Don't think about it. That's the point. Don't think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, but if anyone comes up with questions after the fact, drop them in my
go for it.
video or email me. Have my email in the description box of every video. I think every video, if not the about section. So
I will chuck it in the description here as well. I've also got in the description not only your channel, but I've got your Instagram, and I'm sure there was one other thing. Was it your Facebook that you've got advertised?
I'm not very active there yet. I have like 2 people there, but
maybe I should take it down very quickly.
Well, I mean, more people go, it would get active, but right now it's kind of
it's fine. It's there. It's a page. It's a page.
Yeah, and that's still under my old name. That one's still Coco Crochet, but
Triple C and Joe Show say you are doing great, Coco.
Thank you, sweetie.
Yay. Almost at the bottom, and I know there's new messages. Hi, Coco from Nadine. I finally made one of your lives. Yay! Oh, there you go. Triple C and Joe Show. You inspire me, Coco.
Aww. Sweet.
Danya, what do I do? Oh yeah, it's not about me.
Inspire me too, guys.
I apologise. I'm not quicker at this, my darling.
Okay.
I'm scrolling.
All
right. That's the sweaties and dresses. sweaty dresses, sweaters and dressing. Oh my gosh.
What? I think Ladybird needs a nap.
Don't ask. Oh, there we go. So the last thing on here, I may as well say it out loud. It's from Ingrid Coates. And it says yarn weight from over the pond. She's in South Africa.
Okay.
Yarn weight from over the pond and over here is a bit different, i.e. you crochet with the 3. Is that a thin yarn? Because the yarn weight, don't quite get that bit, Ingrid, I'm really sorry. NRs, numbers, nears, I don't know. The yarn weight and what we have here confuses me a bit.
Yeah. Well, do you have the same terminology as the UK, like DK and worsted and Aran and what's the other one? Something else.
Something else. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
That works for me.
If you do have it, then 3 weight is DK.
They're sporty, 5 ply, 4 weight, chunky, DK, worsted. Can't think of anything else at the top of my head. This isn't my interview, darn it. I shouldn't be answering any questions. Love this yarn, Miss Tess. Hi, Corey!
Hi, Tess!
Said it exactly how she would say it, of course. Brilliant impersonation. We're just waiting on Ingrid to get back to us. And Tess, if you can think of a question that you'd like to ask Corey, chuck it out because we're about to finish. We're just waiting on Ingrid. It's all down to Ingrid now. She takes half an hour. Well, we're going to be here half an hour. No pressure at all. It's all off me now. I'm good. See, now my cough has gone over there now.
No, I just getting very dry in here because the heat's on now. So.
Oh. Come on, Ingrid. Go on, girl. Type faster. Go on.
Probably like, but what if I don't have anything else to say?
She must have. Oh, there you go. I know the answer to this one, but I'm not going to answer it because I'm going to play dumb. Tess asks, when are you posting your new cowl pattern? She wants to buy.
Oh, she doesn't have to buy because she was a tester, but it will be some point today. The link will be dropped in my video tonight, sometime between 9 and 10 p.m.
There you go.
And I'm doing that late to give people time to enter for today. So
Ingrid has finished off. Bless her, she had a little bit to say, so she had typing. She says, we have DK 4-ply, which is a very thin baby yarn, chunky, and never seen anything called worsted weight yarn at all. So her original was, hello, Dawn. Sorry, I'm not allowed to say hello to anyone. I apologise. I didn't say hello to you, Dawn. Goodbye, Dawn. That sounds so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to be ignoring it for me. Yeah. Okay. So Ingrid says yarn weight from over the pond and over here in South Africa is a bit different. I.e., you crochet with a 3. Is that a thin yarn? Is that classed as a thin yarn? Because the yarn weight,
not the thinnest. It's kind of like, I think it goes like sock yarn and then sport and then DK.
I hope that helps a little bit, Ingrid.
I wonder if there's anywhere online where you can find like a gauge.
Compare. Mr. Google has the answers to everything. You can always compare not only stitches between countries, but also yarn weights, which sometimes it does get a little bit confusing, but keep with Uncle Google and he will help you out. Okay, so I'm going to say that there are no more questions. In fact, I just did. So I will say, Corey, please give me a poke with the things that I'm supposed to be dropping into the description, but make sure you sanitize your finger after poking. And thank you very much for being in the spotlight.
No
I hope that some people come along and join you and you can inspire plenty.
I hope so.
But for now, I will let you go. And to everybody in the chat, thank you very much for popping along. Anybody watching replay, make sure you give a thumbs up. Go and subscribe to Corey, aka Cocktails and Crochet. No, she's not providing the cocktails, but it would be nice. Cocktails and Crochet with Coco. Take care. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next week for the next crafter. Bye bye.